Welcome to the MFR Coaches podcast, where we talk about how you can create a six-figure MFR practice. I'm your host, Heather Hommel. Not only have I been practicing MFR for 11 years, I'm also a life and business coach, especially for MFR therapists. My goal is for you to understand how to get fully booked, how to talk to your clients, and how to make sure they understand what's possible for them with MFR treatment. I'm here to help you stop under-earning, overworking, and burning out. I'll lend support so you can create the MFR practice you've always wanted. Learn how you can do it too, even if you live in a tiny town, and even if you're just starting out, and even if you've ran your practice for years. Let's go. Hey, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the MFR Coaches podcast. I am joined by one of my clients, Jessica Kaloutas from Marblehead, Massachusetts. She is the owner of North Shore Myofascial Release. Jessica, I'm so excited to have you here today. You've been through both foundations and you're in the middle of your second round of Beyond 100K Mastermind, and your results have been incredible, I believe. So today I'd love for us to really dig into your story, not just talk about the wins, but also where you started, the decisions you made along the way, and what's changed for you both in business and in your life since we've been working together. My goal is for the listeners to get a true inside look at what is possible when they do this work. And before we started recording, we were both talking about you can be a highly skilled MFR therapist and your business skills are maybe not the same level as your hands-on skills. And when you get those both in alignment, what is truly possible and how much more fun the work can become. So, Jessica, welcome to the show. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm excited to be here. I'm a little nervous and excited. And I'm just excited to share my story and what's shifted. So, yeah, excited for it.
I love that you're here. And I was telling you before we started, I was like, haven't you been on before? And you're like, no. And I'm like, where have you been all my life? So I'm glad you're finally here, and let's get into it. Okay. So let's set the scene for people. What was your business like before you joined Foundations? You're going to have to think back. Can you kind of describe the main challenges?
Yeah. Think back to this. I know I was thinking about it and it was I think the big thing was I was feeling stuck, sort of plateaued at an income level. And I was still inconsistent, with clients. And so that was two things that were happening. And I was doing some great marketing and offers, but yet it just felt like it was a lot of work. And the results, the clients that I wanted to be seeing, it's just those things weren't matching up. The other thing was I knew that I work well. I was feeling like I wanted to be around other practitioners. I work from home and I just was I know that I am more focused when I have support and when I have other practitioners around me more. Yeah. So those things were happening. I was feeling a little isolated with work, wanted my client schedule to be more consistent. And I was just kind of feeling a little stuck.
Okay.
If that sums it up, I think that's where I was.
Do you know what made you decide to join at that stage? What were you kind of hoping to get out of it other than kind of being around other therapists?
Well, the other thing was I was hearing you talk about numbers and money, and that was an area that I knew I needed help with. And I was I'd had some coaching before, which has helped me. And I knew that I needed to learn more business skills. And I knew that was one area that I wasn't strong in. I had learned some other pieces of business or even personal, just leader and CEO sort of skills, setting my calendar and those things I had in place. I was very comfortable. This is my set schedule. This is when I work. This is my rate. Those things felt comfortable, but the behind the scenes money things, I was I know I need more skills there for that. That was a big one for me that I was aware of. I mean, there's things that changed that I wasn't aware of, but that's what got me into the program.
Okay. So when you made that decision to invest in Foundations at the stage you were at, was there something specific that you were hoping to get out of the program? Did you have a specific goal you were going to work towards?
Yeah. Be fully booked. That was it. I want to just be fully booked. I want to have more ease. And once I started to claim that goal more, it was better. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Did you have an idea of what fully booked was for you at that time? Or like, were you thinking, oh, I need to have 20 clients to be successful? Like, what was your idea of
No,
fully?
yeah, no. I already knew I already knew basically that number. Like I said, I already had a set schedule. Like I already knew what it needed to be.
Yeah.
It just was inconsistent. Like, and then it was just getting less. Like I just felt like I wasn't seeing as many new people coming in. Yeah.
Hmm. Okay. Which I think is like so normal for people like to realize that, well, one, to pick a fully booked number. I think a lot of people think, well, I'm just fully booked is whatever I get, whatever I'm lucky to have. And I'm just going to keep my schedule open Monday through Sunday and work whenever someone decides they need to see me. So narrowing it down to specific hours and like a specific number. Do you want to share what fully booked is for you? Because I just love sharing the wide variety of what fully booked is.
It's 10 clients a week.
Yeah, I love that. As she says with a beaming smile.
This week I'm overbooked with 12, but that's okay.
All right,
Yeah.
we'll talk about that later.
Right. Yeah.
We'll talk
But
about
it's fine. It's totally
yes,
good.
but it's fine when it's on purpose. Yeah.
It was on purpose. Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, no, it was 10. And so like I would be some weeks I'd be there, but then it was like 1 week a month, it would be less than that. And I guess I didn't know that they're like a strategy. You know what I mean? Like that
Mm.
was missing too.
Yeah. Well, I think people don't know that you can make a lot of things happen on purpose. Nobody tells you.
Nobody tells you.
Or we think it has to be really woo. Nothing against woo, because we're MFR therapists, so we're into the woo, but like it's not outside of us. It doesn't have to be this mystical thing that happens to us. There's definitely strategy that can be involved. And we can also, if you like manifesting or doing other things too, like you can do all those things. We're not going to impede.
Oh, you need to do like you can do them together.
You can do them together or do one or do the other. You know what I mean?
Right.
I mean, I'm definitely more strategy based than hoping it works out, but
I think that was helpful for me knowing that you had that, like hearing you and knowing that you were strategy based, you were numbers and data focus based. And I knew that that was a piece that like, okay, this is going to be helpful for me because that's a piece that's missing.
mhm, good. Okay. So let's think back to foundations. Like this is such a good interview because we're talking, you grew up through foundations with me.
Yeah.
You went through a whole year of that and now you're on your second round of the mastermind. We're just going to like slowly drip out like what has become of your business while we've been working together. So we're still in the foundations mindset. What were the most impactful shifts or strategies that you learned in foundations that helped you build momentum in your practice to get you fully booked?
Yeah, I think the biggest one was telling people that I'm an MFR therapist was like the big shift,
I love
which
that.
seems so like simple, but yeah, that was the biggest one. I wasn't really like a lot of it wasn't like my family knows I'm MFR, like people know, but being out in public and introducing myself or, like one time I was like I was at a wine tasting actually event and I was sitting next to this woman and she was just like, started randomly talking about how she has migraines, which I think we are just people do open up to MFR therapists, maybe not, because we're just like, I'm open. And I think people just open up and feel comfortable to talk. And normally I would have said maybe nothing. Right. And then being in foundations, I was like, oh, I'm an MFR therapist. And like, you might want to look into myofascial release. It's really helpful for migraines.
Yeah.
And so and before I would feel so uncomfortable. And she didn't become a client, but that wasn't really what it was. It was just like helping somebody. Like, so being of service, just helping somebody that maybe, how many clients come to us and say, I wish I found you like 10 years later. I wish someone told me about this. I wish, right? If I can like be more open about it and plant a seed, people get here when they get here. And I understand that part too, but it's like, if we can be more open and start sharing about it, if I can be more open. So who knows? Maybe that woman will never have myofascial release and that's fine. Like,
But maybe she did.
and maybe she does maybe she does. And 10
Yeah.
years from now, who knows, right? We never know. And I think just for me that was a shift for me. And then, so just to let people know about MFR and how it can help them without,
I love that because everybody listening now, whether you're in coaching or not, you can maybe take Jessica's strategy of just telling people that she's an MFR therapist and just take that to another level, right? Just start telling everyone. I do think that MFR therapists, this is my hot take, and I think some people get mad when I say this, but I do think that we kind of are our own worst advocates of myofascial release in the way where we don't talk about it. Like it just doesn't occur to us to talk about it because we don't want to bug people or we don't want to like sound pushy or like whatever the things are, or people just aren't going to understand. Like those are some of the thoughts I carried forever.
Right. You're like, they're not going to understand what this is, or it's going to
Yeah.
take a long time to explain it, or like,
Yeah. And then I don't feel like doing it right now.
what are they going to think of me?
Yeah. What if we could be bothered to talk about it as if it is like the best flavor of ice cream we've ever tried in our lives?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like if you get a new mattress and you love it, you're out there like telling the person washing your car, like, did you know I got a new mattress and it's like amazing. You need to get this mattress too, or whatever. Maybe
Yeah.
people don't do that, but I don't know why it's so difficult for us. But I think it's some of those thoughts of like people don't want to be bothered or I'm not good at explaining it. And yeah, you're going to be bad at explaining it until you get good at it. But if you never start talking about it, you're never going to get good at it. Yeah. Or I'm going to direct you to MFR Insight to learn it for yourself. No, take a few minutes.
It's not it's a little bit of a disservice, I think. Like,
it's a little bit of a disservice. Yeah. And I do think that keeps MFR from becoming mainstream, like when we aren't willing to talk about it. So just on my soapbox, like this is something, I've been going to a ton of seminars lately and like catching up with like where people are at. And I think this is like the thing that peels the scab off of my sore the most is like people being unwilling to talk about it and thinking like they're waiting for someone else in their community. They're waiting for their community to educate themselves before they'll.
right. Yeah. And
Yeah.
like people really want to have this work.
Yes.
And like, yeah. People are so grateful and thankful, like all the time.
Yeah. People want to get better.
Because they want to get better. Like they've tried.
Yeah.
Most of the people that walk through my door have tried everything.
Yeah.
And it's interesting to just help people understand, like, no, actually, there's not going to be this way. They're still they're sometimes doubtful people because they've been in pain for so long and things really haven't helped them. So it's just.
Yeah. And I wonder too, like, is it a matter of, okay, think about like how much we're willing to pay for our own therapy and how much therapy we've paid for ourselves. Like, I'm assuming you're like me. It's been a lot. Like I probably spent 6 figures on MFR treatment and training, probably more. Why do we think that other people aren't willing to do that as well?
I know.
Yeah. It's just curious. And I wonder if it's because we think, oh, everybody will want to then become an MFR therapist if they get this therapy. And I just don't think that that's the case either. Like you're either a therapist or you're a patient, and sometimes you're both, but you're not. None of our patients really are as interested in the education of it.
A lot of my clients are like, yeah, I don't really need now.
Yeah. Or my friend Gina's like, don't talk about fascia in front of me. Like it grosses her out. And she loves MFR therapists, right?
Yeah.
She's a money coach. But she's like, don't talk about it.
Yeah. Yeah. I have clients that are like,
like she's a hard boundary. And I'm like, okay, because I'll like start explaining it. She's like, no, when we get into fluids.
And it doesn't mean that they're not going to receive the work, benefit from it, make progress, get better. They just don't really. Like, and I think John says it in seminars too. Like, people don't really like just go in and like do your work. They don't really need to know like all the back.
Yeah, and have these sciencey conversations. Yeah, with your colleagues, like at seminars or like on a Zoom call or on the phone. We don't need to be doing that to our clients. So okay, love it. I love this. We're just going on a tangent.
Go on and on. The 12-hour podcast.
12 hours later. Okay, so you think one of the most impactful shifts was the strategy of just like telling people you're an MFR therapist. Is there anything else you can remember that helped you kind of get to that fully booked?
Yeah, and then the strategy.
Okay.
And then kind of like made it fun.
Which we're not going to give away on the podcast. No, just kidding.
Right. No, and then also just like making it fun.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. No, I give it to me away.
Like I kind of got like excited about it. Once I felt more comfortable speaking about it. And then understand the strategy, a simple strategy, one that didn't overwhelm me because I think I've had strategies before, but they were a little bit more complicated or big picture. And then your strategy was like, what about the strategy for this week?
Yeah. What are we doing this week? Yeah.
What is the strategy this week? And I was like, oh, okay. I don't know. And I think I probably have learned a little bit, but just the way hearing it from you and like the way you just broke it down, it just clicked for me. Oh, and then it got fun and exciting. Oh, now I really want to like, oh, now I have 9 clients every week. I wonder if I can really get to that. What will I need to do? What do I need to, and it started getting
Yeah.
fun.
And obvious about what was working, right?
Yeah. And obvious about what was working.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And I think more obvious too about what wasn't working. Like what were the strategies you were continuing to do that weren't working for you and kind of peeling those up, giving yourself permission to change your business model, really.
I did. I changed my whole business model.
Yeah. Do you want to talk about that a little bit about the struggle with that? Because I mean, that had to have been
The
kind of a
struggle.
mic. Yeah.
It actually, like, I was like, I'm in this program, I'm asking for Heather's help. So I'm going to have to trust that what she's saying to me is going to work. And I'm going to just,
Everything is crossed.
like I signed up and I had a whole business model, a whole different business model. And you were like, I really think it would help you if you made these
Yeah.
changes. And I was like, okay. I think I was a little resistant at first, maybe like a week or two. It probably wasn't even that long that I was like kind of resistant to it. And then I was like, all right, I'm in this program. I'm asking for Heather's help.
Mhm.
And she's giving me coach support. And I can take it and try it. And if it doesn't work, I can just go put my old business model back in. Like, do you know what I mean? I just had to like have some sort of like safety net. Like you could just go back to it. And you might even said, I guess this doesn't work. You could
Yeah.
just go back to doing what
Yeah,
you're doing.
exactly.
It's like, this isn't, but I had built this, over like the last few years, I kind of was at this place of like burned out. I was so burned out too. And I wasn't really when I started foundations. I think I was probably not as burned out, but so I had a lot of like guardrails up for my practice because
Oh, that's right. I forgot
Yeah.
about that.
I only wanted to work with certain people because I had some coaching that encouraged me to set my practice up in a certain
Mhm.
way. And it worked for a little bit.
Yeah.
It worked, but it wasn't getting me where I wanted to go. I plateaued and you were like, I think something's needs to
Yeah.
change.
I also think it like the structure of that was kind of burning you out in a way where you were having to depend on like your team to sell for you. And like it kind of like outsourced your control over certain aspects of your business, which seems like the ultimate thing to do, right? Like build a team and then not
Right.
have to do these
Right. Like
things
build a team and have the team schedule for you and respond back to clients and
and
like
take payment.
take
Yeah.
payment. Like that is, that seems like the way that you would want to build your practice. And maybe one day I get to that place,
Maybe.
but
Yeah.
it's not there. Or maybe I don't need it. Right. But like, I think when I was reflecting
Mhm.
on this, I can see that I was solving the wrong
Mhm.
problem. You talk about this quite a bit, how like we solved the wrong
Yeah.
problem. And so I was doing that. I was, instead of learning, getting comfortable with selling and scheduling, I want to just be able to stay being a practitioner. Well, this is what we do. You outsource and you have a VA who helps you with this and does the scheduling and does your client emails, and you can have SOP. Like I had SOPs, I had templates. Like when I started, I had I got all
Yeah.
this stuff.
You're like, I got all this shit. I could like have a whole army working for me. Yeah.
Have you ever wished your business felt more predictable? Like you could count on your income instead of crossing your fingers each month or worrying how you're going to always pay your bills? That's exactly what we do inside my Beyond 100K Mastermind. It's designed for MFR therapists who are already fully booked or pretty close and are ready for the next steps in creating a calm and profitable business. The promise is simple. In 6 months, you'll create at least 5 figures in extra profit and have the systems to keep repeating it. And here's the exciting part. I'm hosting a free live webinar called How to Build Predictable Profit in Unpredictable Times. You can join me Sunday, November 2nd in the afternoon or Wednesday, November 5th in the evening, whichever works better for your schedule. Can't make it live? Don't worry, you'll get the replay as long as you sign up. After the webinar, doors to the mastermind officially open and you'll be able to reserve your spot for the new round that starts in January. Go to themfrcoach.com/masterclass to save your seat today. Beyond 100K isn't just another program. It's where fully booked therapists learn how to build calm, repeatable profit without working more hours. And I'd love for you to be a part of it.
Okay, I think this is a good time to kind of transition into like our Beyond 100K talk, because you joined Beyond 100K for the January 2025 group, right? Okay, so we started working together in there in 2025, January. It's now September 2025, just to put this in perspective, but people probably won't hear this until November. So let's talk about that experience. So we had an in-person event in Austin, Texas, and it basically was a whole like goal and struggle 2 days, like where we talked about like the top struggling. We talked about like how to solve for the correct business problem, how to identify business problems, and then how to solve the right ones. Can you think about like your top struggle going into that when we had that meeting?
I think I was still not fully booked because I remember like I had made a lot of changes and things were getting easier for me. And I was seeing, that's why I signed on. I moved up to sign up for Beyond 100K was because I knew I was making progress, but I still wasn't.
Like you had all your
fully booked.
foundation set up. It wasn't a foundational problem. It
I
was more
did.
like
There wasn't a foundational
a
problem.
sale, like an advanced sales problem.
An advanced sales problem because I had also just changed some of the way I was. Well, I don't even know if I changed it then. I can't remember, but
I feel like we made a lot of changes at that event because I was like, Jessica, you have to take back over control over taking your client payments, getting your clients scheduled, and making offers to them. I think that's where we had that conversation.
I know.
And you were
so.
like, oh no.
At first, I was so afraid that I was going to need to not have my
Yeah.
VA but we're still working together and she's helping me in so many other ways.
Yeah. And we just made her position like even more helpful for you.
It is.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's more
Yeah.
helpful. So yeah, I think maybe that was it. I'm trying to think of what I was doing, but yeah, it was just getting better, the selling and this round was more around advanced selling, I think. Yeah. But selling, a little bit of advanced, but even more so this round.
Yeah. Back in January, like the goal of the mastermind really was to scale your business or like have a second offer. And since then, we've kind of changed the focus of the mastermind to be more about like having control and profit in your business and like more peace through advanced sales and advanced systems and like really knowing your goals clearly and how to keep clients in treatment longer so that they get better results. It's kind of like, it's not like foundations, but it's foundations extreme, extreme inversion, I guess, because we're just like much more focused on not any of the, like you're not trying to set up your business. Like your business is set up and whether or not you're fully booked, you can still come into the mastermind and get fully booked there, which has been the case for everyone that has joined this round. Have you seen? It's kind of been very interesting to see people get all their systems in place and then start reporting, oh, okay, now I'm having $10,000 months. Now I'm having like my clients rebook. Some of the best conversations you and I have had on Boxer about maybe anxiety of like a client coming in and you're not sure what to say to them. And then like you Boxer me later. Like, what has that been like to have those kinds of conversations?
Which I really liked. Like that was another thing I really liked having Boxer. I knew. Yeah. It just is a lot of ease just to be able to have that support. Sometimes I don't even really need, sometimes by the time you get like, and you get back to us, you get back to me fairly quickly, but sometimes just me being able to get it out, it works itself out. Like I work just because I have the skills and tools that you've taught me. And then I just being anxious about it. And if I can go on and message you, sometimes I'm just like, okay, I got that out of the way. I am going to get support for this. And now that I feel like I have that support, I'm able to like make the changes. Sometimes I'm just already able to start figuring it out on my own.
Mm-hmm. I can like listen to your brain working it out. It's like you're telling me the problem, but you're solving it kind of in real time. Even if I'm responding to you in
Yes.
real time, it's like your brain is already trying to solve for the correct problem. And if it's not, I'm like, what if we went in and
Yeah.
this at this angle? Like this isn't a problem. This is like the problem I see. Always helpful to have someone else's eyes on things because
It is.
my brain is super dramatic and it always wants to solve for the wrong issue. Okay, so your first goal, like the first round was to get fully booked. What did you do in that first 6 months?
What did I do?
Yeah.
So I think that might have been when I started taking payments, single session,
Mhm.
opening up online booking. So I
Oh,
didn't,
that's
yeah.
right.
So I had online
Yeah,
booking, but it wasn't online and
like open.
open.
Yeah.
So we just put the link on my website and nothing happened. Nothing bad happened.
Yeah, did people start to book?
And people started to book. And it was like,
Yeah.
and they were great. They were great. I had this
Yeah.
concern about I work from home and I was like, I don't know who's going to come in. And so I wanted to have a little control over that, to just have an online open link and anybody could book. And then you were just like, well, you could call them. And if you don't feel comfortable, you could call them and just have a little call with them.
Yeah.
And so,
And they were prepaying, right? They
and
would
they were
book and prepay.
prepaying. And then
Yeah.
you were also like, at your rate, people are going to be serious at your rate. Like you're not going to get somebody that's, I don't know, you're going to get a certain person at your rate. So, and I was like, okay. And that just gave me like the confidence and the reassurance. And then when the people were coming in, I'm like, they're amazing. Like, this is great. Yeah. And it's been okay. So it's been more than okay. It's been pretty awesome, actually.
I love that. So for people that are listening, like it's safe to have an online booking link even when you work from your home, especially when you set up certain parameters. And I think that is like requiring new people to prepay. It's okay to make them pay, even if they have to wait 6, 8, 12 weeks to get in, they can prepay for that spot if they want it. It makes it more serious for them, more of a commitment, and they're going to show up. They're not just frantically shopping around for whoever can get them in first. And you got to have your policies in place too. And I think that's another thing that we've worked really closely on is like perfecting your policies so that they were enforceable and so that you understood like the direct meaning behind every policy that you had and what it created for you and what it created for your clients. Because you don't tend to have a lot of like no shows or
No.
late cancels
Yeah, no.
because of your policies.
Yeah. It's very rare. Yeah. Yeah. Also, you help me with flexibility. Like it's okay to have a policy. And then there's also flexibility. So that was really helpful too for me.
Yeah, because I think when we have policies and we're so inflexible, like it creates a lot of like it like creates a lot of drama
It
in
does. Yeah.
ourselves. Yeah. And then you're always like, it's up to your mood whether or not you enforce it. So I think we kind of just made a flow chart. Like when this happens, I do this. When this happens, I do this. If A, B, or C occurs, these are the 3 choices I have. And it really like gives you power and control over what you do and gives you flexibility, which is I think the ultimate control, right? Is having that flexibility. So can you talk about now in this round, like what do you think your biggest growth edge has been when we've been working together since July?
Yeah, it's probably been advanced selling, like booking. So booking clients out like a month in advance so I was fully booked in September but I had new clients coming in and there was a couple of people that I booked out in October. Like I want to work with you and I can help you and I can see you in October. And they were okay with that.
Yeah. So not only are you fully booked, but you are booked out.
Yeah, I'm booked out.
Yeah. And I know that creates a layer of discomfort. So let's talk about that a little bit, because I know it's not as easy as like, I'll just see you in October, right? What have you had to like overcome thought wise and like self concept wise to make it okay for new clients to book out 4, 6, 8 weeks?
So what's coming into my head first is that I've actually had a wait list before, like years ago. And what happened when I thought I was like booked and I had a list of people who said, when you open up, I don't know. And then when we went to go to the cancellation list, nobody wanted to book. Like people had already gone and done other things. And then I didn't have clients on my calendar, on my schedule. So I had this like past experience that I had to work through this isn't going to be the same again because you're doing it differently. You have different skills. So there was some of that I was like working through. And then just knowing that I was going to help them, I guess, like it's okay for them to wait.
It's okay
Yeah,
for
like
them
it's
to
okay for
wait.
them to wait. I think
Yeah.
one of the things you say sometimes is like how long people have to wait to go to get in with like a specialist or something. Yeah. And I'm a
And you're a
specialist.
specialist.
And like it's okay for them to wait.
And that's why there's a wait. If we weren't so specialized, like literally you could get MFR anywhere like you can like massage or chiropractic or physical therapy now these days, or even occupational therapy. Yeah, like you can just get that anywhere. But this is very specialized. And when you want more of like the specialized, like if you need a neuro PT or you need something very specialized, you do wait to get in. But we're, of course, always trying to change that by helping more MFR therapists have more successful businesses, whatever that success looks like to them. What is it like for you to be in a room of all MFR therapists who are, in a sense, scaling their businesses where they're trying to maximize their time and money and their profit? What has that been like being with all MFR therapists?
Yeah, I really like that.
Yeah.
Like a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. One, we all speak sort of the same language. So that's helpful. Right. And then the other thing is it helps you see that you're not alone in your challenges, or they're very like we all sort of have similar challenges or we did. Either I can relate to what they're saying because I've gone through it, or in the process of it. So yeah, I think it just helps with like to have the relatability. And then I just also like there's a lot of times where there's a couple of people in the group that are working through the same thing. And then it's like, oh, great. This is a great idea that they have. I'm going to write that down. And also just hearing it being reflected back just with you coaching somebody. Usually that's happening for me, something that you talk about or you coach somebody on is also something that I need help with. So
I love that. Well, I just wanted to create a space where we just don't have these spaces available for us, for MFR therapists, where it's like totally safe to just be us, talk about our business, talk about our rates, talk about our client problems, and everybody can relate. And it doesn't matter what your educational background is, because we have that whole mix of PTs, massage therapy, and you're a massage therapist, right?
yeah. Yeah, I never even think about that.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah.
It hasn't really occurred to me. I was like, oh, you're talking about it now. I'm like, oh.
I think one of the coolest things is to be in a room of MFR therapists and the massage therapist is making the same amount as the person with a doctorate degree. And I just love that for us. My background is massage therapy. And I think I always, and I don't know if this is true for you or other massage therapists, but always in a room maybe felt a little bit like less than as the massage therapist, even though like in a room of MFR therapists, our MFR training is exactly the same, right? You can be just as good of a therapist, if not, the sky is the limit for how good of a therapist you can be. Like you are your limiting factor, not your degree. So yeah, I just love that it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you're a physical therapist. You're not going to be charging more necessarily than a massage therapist just because you're a PT.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. The other thing is I've been in other like coaching groups and programs, and one of the places I would get stuck is there'd be a business concept, right, or a skill, and now I need to take that skill and figure out how to apply it to my business as an MFR therapist. Where it's like when you already have done that work for us, and you just like teach us the skill as an MFR therapist. Do you know what I mean? Like. You're teaching us.
Yeah. I'm like, you don't have to come up with a pseudo concept for there. Here's
and it's like, oh, wow, you just saved me. Because I'm like, oh, learn how to connect the dots or whatever, right? Oh, I get so stuck.
Yeah.
Thinking about how to do that, right?
Right.
And you've already worked through that. Or I don't know, right? I don't know if you work through it, but I'm just going to assume that right? Because you're able to just help us see it.
Yeah.
And I don't have to like try to figure out this business skill and how to apply it as an MFR therapist, which is like great because then I can make change and help people like so much faster and quicker.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Get the collapse time because you're not trying to make it fit into you're not trying to make yourself fit into a box.
Yeah. It's so much better.
Let's talk a little bit about how your business now compared to how it used to be. Like, how has the business growth affected your life outside of work? What are some of the cool side effects of having a fully booked business now?
Yeah, there's so many great side effects. So I think along with like the changing of the business skills, I also started to change like personally where I stepped into more like join different communities. I felt more comfortable to open up and like I joined some other communities, personal communities. So I have more fun, started
Yeah.
even talking about MFR and to different communities that I'm in, which then those people became clients and also started to learn about MFR, that was fun.
Yeah.
And yeah, just like being in more leadership outside of work and in my home and in my family and just feeling more confident in myself and having more
Mhm.
also like just having a lot more fun.
I love that. How has like having more money and having like more reliability and predictability in like your owner's pay, how is that?
Yeah, I think it just creates like I just have less stress, right? Like I also think unless it's just not in the back of my head, like the structure and the stability, it just allows me, I think, just to have less worry, just I guess more freedom. I don't like think about
Yeah.
it so
Has
much because
anything
it's just already there. But it's like it just freed up space, right? It just freed up mental space. It's just freed up space so that I can be more relaxed and more present.
Would you say some of that is because you've taken control of like your business finances and made sure that they're set up in a way where you always know you're going to get a paycheck?
Yeah. And even just, it's going to be even more now. I'm like so excited because it's the end of the month right now. And so I had a really big month, right? And so,
Yeah. Tell us about your month. What was so
yeah, I think I'm at like 14,000 for this month in sales. Yeah.
That's amazing.
So,
If you think about like this time last year, what were your sales like this time last year?
so I'm like more than I was last year, maybe like close to 10% more.
Yeah.
I have to go back and look because the end of this month isn't fully on the calendar yet. But yeah, so I'm more than I was last year. But I think I just want to,
And this is working. This is seeing 10 clients a week.
yeah, this is the other thing is I'm also not, I didn't really do a workshop. I didn't host a retreat. Like there's no,
Yeah.
I think that's the difference. And I knew that's what I wanted.
Yeah.
I was like, I think I can do this. I think I'm
Mhm.
hearing people in others group not saying I'm doing all these things. And they're hitting this
Yeah.
sales goal and they're seeing the clients. So I know there's a way. I will
Yeah.
figure out how to do this. Like I was determined. That's without just, yeah, much so easy. So easy. Now our challenge is how are we going to track all of this income coming in an easy way? So like that's like the little the little problem we're having. You know what I mean? It's like
Yeah. Well, we can set you up with a system easily to track it all. We do have resources in the program where you know where your money's going at all times, right? Like you set your working capital, you set your
oh right.
tax
Oh yeah, that
savings, like all of that.
yes, I have all
Yeah.
that set. I do.
Yes.
Yeah. So then I'm very excited this week as I'm going to be allotting my money into my working capital and more of my savings
Yeah.
and yeah. And I'm just feel so much confident, able to send out like I paid my quarterly taxes and it's not this like back and forth with like, oh, is this going to be all right? Like, am I gonna, there's less of that.
Yeah.
It's just like, no, this is what you do. It's just you pay the quarterly taxes
And you have the money to do
and you
it.
have the money to do it and you're going to make more money and then you're going to do it again. And it's just is like, this is just a business thing. It's nothing to be afraid of. Like, yeah.
Okay, I want to revisit the conversation we were having before we started recording, which was the talking about how much fun you're having in the treatment room. And you were kind of like crediting that to because you're so stable in your business skills that now you can just really have fun. So, you want to talk a little bit about what it's like for you in the treatment room now?
Yeah, it's so much fun.
Why is it fun though? Like, give us a
I
picture
know, just so thinking like just it's so much fun.
because you're not worried
I
about
think I can
like,
be myself and be so like I'm just much more authentic. I'm allowing myself to connect more deeply with my clients because yeah, I'm just not really worried, I think, and I'm also just confident in myself. I think that was a big part of all of it is like I feel confident in myself. I feel confident in my skill. I feel comfortable to be uncomfortable with people where I think that was like when
yes.
when we go through advanced selling And we're learning to have conversations with people that normally we wouldn't want to have. Like, they're a little uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And I'm so much
Yeah.
more comfortable with that. And I don't see them there's a growth edge for me there. I'll still keep growing in that area, but I'm so much more comfortable now. So that means I can be like that in my sessions. Like, I'm not sure how to explain. Am I explaining this right? Yeah.
Yeah. Like what I'm getting from this is like, because you don't have like stress and anxiety and worry about being fully booked, because you know how to get fully booked, and you don't have the stress or anxiety about how to talk to your clients or how to sell to them, because you have those advanced skills now and you have a process that you just show up more connected to the client already and like ready to solve their problem because your problems are solved. You're not actively trying to solve their problem and then solve for how you're going to pay your taxes. Like those problems are resolved. So you just get to show up and have fun, right? And be like, I can help anyone who walks in the room, which I feel like is way more fun than, oh no, if this client doesn't book with me, I'm not going to pay my rent, which we all start there to
Right.
some degree, right? But hopefully we quickly get out of that based on skills that I teach. So,
Yeah. And also, though, if I think also you're teaching, like, well, what if they do feel like they didn't get the result that they wanted? Like that. And then how to have that conversation with people. Like that feels so good for me that I am able to like take that, like, this isn't me. This is like, I am a skilled practitioner and I'm so confident and believe in MFR and how it can help people. And it's just listening more to the client, and
mhm.
that is the piece, I think, too. It's like, I'm not worried about, yeah, are they going to book? Do I need to fill my schedule? Like, that's a way. Like, I don't have that worry. And also now I can just, and I'm so confident in my skill that it's now just more about like, oh, well, what's going on for them? And understanding what human nature is, right? Like helping them understand what progress
Yeah.
is, helping them understand what healing is, helping them understand what subtle changes are, helping them, like listening to them and asking them questions. Like where before I would, again, like I would pull back from that.
Yeah. Well, if it's uncomfortable and like no one tells us like it's okay, and that by doing like being willing to be uncomfortable and show up anyway and ask questions and like do the heavy lifting, like we're doing the heavy lifting for the client. So they don't have to do all that thinking and lifting and pushing to make
Right.
this work for them.
We do
Like
it.
we do
Yeah.
that for that. So all they have to do is show up, pay us, come
Yeah.
to their next appointment. They don't have to do a intricate self
No.
treatment program in order for us to not be frustrated. Like we just eliminate all of us being frustrated by the client and us just being in service of how to help them better. And I think when you're looking at their objections or their discomfort or they're not getting the result they want as us taking care of them, it takes out the this is against me or this is a personal
Right.
attack against me. And I think too, when in your business and you're feeling really annoyed by your clients or you're feeling scared or intimidated by them or what they may or may do or say, that is a business skill that can be learned. And it doesn't have to last forever. And it's okay that you're there, but like there is a solve for that. And you don't stay stuck there forever. Don't in 5 years still have that same problem, or don't in 5 months still have that
Yeah.
same problem.
Yeah. Yeah.
I noticed a huge shift in you when you took back like ownership of your business and like you started doing the online booking, you started doing the rebooking, you started taking the payments. You were like in it. I think your brain was like, this is going to be a lot of work and it's going to like impede in my boundaries and I'm going to burn out. But I think it's actually made it more fun for you to some degree, like, because you're really good at it and you seem just like lighter,
Yeah.
happier, or like in it with your clients instead of like, I just show up and I like do the surgery and
Mhm.
then I leave.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would you agree?
And I'm totally fine to be like, I'm just learning how to do this. So just do you have a minute with your
Yeah.
calendar? Because I might take some time
Yeah.
and I'm still,
But I think clients just don't need you to be perfect, like in any of this, in the sales like they just need you to show up like a human. And the more you just human and like call yourself out when you mess up, like, oh my gosh, like I forgot to schedule you, or I
yeah,
did, like I was
yeah,
having a bad day or what, whatever.
it's okay.
It's
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. And I think just being able to schedule clients myself, and it just gave me a sense of security too, instead of waiting and not knowing.
And then you can use your VA for like more heavy lifting stuff, like the stuff you really don't want to do.
Right. And she's starting to do that now, which is great. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I love that. So you can always have help in your business. Like, I'm not going to say you can't have help, but we just want to make sure we have the specific help that we need to solve the specific problems that we have. And those problems should always be kind of changing and developing and becoming different problems, because we solve the problem, we don't continue to have it, and then we have new problems. And business isn't linear. You're going to have times where you're going to have to buckle down and be like, okay, what's not working right now because I'm not fully booked? Or where did I stop advanced selling? Where did I stop doing some of these things? And then you can solve whatever the active problem is right then and there. So I think that's another surprise thing that comes up for people that are fully booked and then booked out and booked out and booked out. There's something that happens along the way where you stop doing one of the things that you normally do and you get a different result. So then you've got to figure out, okay, what did I do? And you just take radical responsibility for it. You catch it and then you keep moving forward and it will correct itself.
I think too, it's like, I also am realize like, it's just a little tweak sometimes. Like, oh, you just stopped this little thing. You have to just do this little thing again. It just could be easy. It doesn't have to be like this big change that you need to make. Yeah.
It's not deep. I think I'm always telling you guys that. I'm like, listen, it's not that deep.
Like, even if you just did one little thing, I'm like, oh yeah, even if I just changed one of these little things, like sometimes it's a big change. And it's like that with healing though, too, with MFR. It's like, these are subtle changes. And sometimes it's like a big change.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And then sometimes,
yeah, well, all those little subtleties lead to a huge difference.
It's just like very similar.
It is. Our businesses are very similar to a myofascial
yeah.
release session. And if we kind of like follow the same principles, like for our business, it works really good. But it has to be very purposeful and it has to be very direct. These are like direct techniques, this business.
Right. It's direct. It is. It's direct techniques. You need to learn the skill. You need to
you need to learn the skill. And if you half-ass it, you're going to get a half-assed result.
Right. Yeah. You do need to learn the skill.
Yeah. Like you need to learn the skill. Yeah. What would you say to the people that are listening here that are thinking about joining either foundations, or they're thinking it's time for Beyond 100K, but they're not sure if it's the right investment? Like, what advice would you give to those people?
I don't know what people are waiting for, really. First of all, when I signed up for foundations, I was like, this is like foundations to me is like a no-brainer. It really is. Like, you get a lot out of it. Like,
I wish all MFR therapists thought that.
Seriously, I paid a lot of money for different coaching that like was helpful in different ways, but like what is in foundations, it's great. It's like a no-brainer, really. Foundations for the help that you can get.
I mean, it should be. It's like $3,000 and you probably get $100,000 worth of
$3,000. When I was like, it's $3,000.
I love your attitude about it, because other people are like, that's like, why are you making me buy a house or a horse or something, But I think it's that like hesitation of like, well, this isn't going to work for me. So I'm like wasting my money ahead of time. But
yeah, I guess that's where I had a little bit of a mindset advantage, because I'd already invested in myself. So that wasn't really a problem for me. That wasn't really an issue. It wasn't about investing the money, because I'd already done so. And when I heard everything that came with foundations, I was like, even if I got like 2 things out of this, I think I would get my $3,000. Do you know what I mean?
I love it. Did you feel the same way at the $6,000 level for?
Well, that was a little bit more of a stretch.
Beyond 100K?
For sure. That was more of a stretch.
Yeah,
it was a little spicier.
That was spicier.
But I was like, I want more of Heather's support. So if I can get more of Heather's support, I knew that. Yeah, because there was just some things in foundation that I already had for foundations. And I was like,
yeah, Foundations takes you so far. And then there's advanced versions of everything in foundations.
So there were some things going on in foundations that I was like, I'm already, even though, I mean, it was kind of
You're
cool
at the
even
end.
being in foundations and already having some of the things in place, because I could look back and think about, oh yeah, I remember what that was like when I was struggling through that. Or I could still make changes or still have like a mindset tweak or just understand myself better. Even when there was people at first, I was
Mhm.
like, oh, if somebody's, it's like, do I want to go repeat MFR one? Do you know what I mean? So it's like, am I going to be learning new things, like things that I already know, or right? It's like that in foundations. It was like some of these business foundations I had already had, but it was still really good to like hear people and see them go through it and just kind of refine
Yeah.
my foundational skills. But then I was just like, I would like to have more support by Heather because I think I will move through some things faster.
Mhm.
And I just really appreciate
Yeah.
support. I think it's big. I think it's like, I'm a big fan of it.
I think we need to normalize support, like getting this kind of support, because so many people think it's like a weakness, or like they're just so opposed to it, or like appalled by
Yeah.
it in a way.
I am, yeah. I
And it's
mean, there
like,
is a vulnerability of
yeah,
me to say, like, I get support. Like, this podcast will go out and other people will know that I get support.
yeah,
Like, there is like a,
I know.
ooh, uh-oh.
Yeah. But what does that support allow you to do, right? The discomfort of like knowing that you get paid support, but then it creates the ability for you to have $14,000 months.
Exactly. It's like, was I supposed to be born with all of this information? Like, you know what I mean? Who teaches us, right?
Oh, who teaches us? These programs are all of the things that I wish I would have known starting out. And
Totally.
I was one of those people, and I still kind of am like this, but like where like no, I'm not like that anymore. I refuse to identify like that. But I just know it all, or I know enough like that I'll figure it out. And I used to really judge people that paid for support. And I always thought they were getting like taken advantage of. And I just have to say, that was a misinterpretation of what was going on. I do think that my program is better than the programs that they were in, but only because I know what I know now, and I created this very specifically for MFR
Yeah.
therapists.
And you know what? There are bad programs out there. You know what I mean? That is true,
Yeah.
I think.
Mhm.
But
Mhm.
it's important to like get the right support. That is of what you need.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I think we
Right.
should.
Well, I think people can like get like enough information from listening to this podcast to know that it's like pretty consistent information. Also, I have 2 books. Like there's a lot of low
No, right. You
level
have a lot of support. Like, yeah. Yeah.
places.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Where you can be like, do I jive with her? Yes or no? Like maybe you just really don't like my voice or whatever. That's, I can't.
I don't know I think if you're an MFR therapist, I don't know what else you would do. Like, it seems like a no brainer to me. Like, you know what I mean? Like to get support from you as if you're
Mhm.
an MFR therapist and you want to change your business at all or anything, just like, why wouldn't you just work with Heather and get support from somebody who is an MFR therapist? And yeah,
Well, I
you're welcome.
appreciate you saying that. And I mean, and it's me
You're
in
in
the
it.
group. Like I'm
Yeah.
the one doing all the coaching. I'm not working my way out of being in this business. Like I'm doing the calls.
Yeah. You really care about people getting better. Like you can tell that you do. You care about, like, you want us all to succeed and be successful, and you want us all to grow, and you want us all to like,
Yeah.
you can tell.
And I really do think that that is what is possible for everyone. Like we can all do this, and collectively as a group, it's just going to make MFR mainstream when people are coming like choosing to go and get a degree specifically in something hands-on so that they can become an MFR therapist because it is a lucrative career.
That would be amazing.
That's what I
think
want.
that's going to happen. I see that. I want to say it's already happening.
It's already happening.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Like Kristen Kunzelman, I'll shout her out. She does MFR brochures. She's an MFR therapist in California. And yeah, she's been interviewed several times on this podcast. And she talks about how she found me before she found myofascial release training, and like went into that specifically to have a lucrative career. And she created that. So that's really fun. All right. So any other like piece of advice or something you wish you had known before you worked with me that you would want to share with someone else before we wrap
Yeah,
up?
I think if it's resonating in the podcast and you find yourself thinking about it, that's maybe your sign to sign up. Do you know what I mean? Single podcast.
If you've listened to every single podcast, maybe, yeah. Yeah, because you're not getting the
No, but if
strategy on
you're
the
listening to
podcast,
it or I think it's just like follow the energy and follow your interest and follow your intuition. It's like,
Mhm.
I think that's one of the things
Mhm.
I'm looking back at myself and like, oh yeah, if I just like, I had been getting this, like I had this sense, hey, I want to work with Heather. And it would probably took a little while because I was doing something else. And then I just took some downtime and I was like, you know what? I really like, I'm listening to her podcast. I'm thinking about this. I'm just going to sign up. Why not? And I just do it. Me
Yeah,
too.
I love it. Well, I'm glad you did. It's been like super fun working with you. I always love getting a Voxer from you. And
Like,
yeah, I'm like, oh, good. What's this?
I'm like, here's this problem
What
I
are we going to
have.
do? What are we doing next? Oh, I live for this.
I know.
If I didn't like getting the Voxers or didn't like interacting with people, like, I don't think I would like this job. But I'm always like, yeah, what are we doing? What are we working on? What is the question?
I know. I know. I'm bringing you the fun stuff, but it doesn't feel usually for me.
Yeah. It's like what I love to.
Yeah. And on my end, though, I'm like, I don't feel good. I can feel that there's some things here. There's some stuckness. There's some uncomfortableness. There's some anxiousness.
Yes. Yeah. And I'm like, let's clean it up. Let's resolve it. So fun. All right. Well,
But it is good. It's good to know I have the
yes,
support.
I love
Thank
it.
you.
Okay. Just for everybody listening, I just want to point out that Jessica did not get lucky. She got support. She made decisions and she did the work inside both foundations and beyond 100K. If you are getting fully booked, getting close to fully booked, and still not taking home what you want, this is the next step. So make sure you go to my website, themfrcoach.com, and look at the Beyond 100K Mastermind information. Let's make your next 6 months the most profitable months yet in your MFR business. Let's create ease, let's give you more time back, and let's increase your owner's pay together. Jessica, thank you so much for being here. Where can people find you if they want to check you out or follow you on Instagram?
Yeah. So so my website's northshoremfr.com. I'm on Instagram at North Shore myofascial release. And I've been having a lot of fun over there
Yeah,
too.
your
So
Instagram's great.
yeah, having fun with it. That's nothing. It's been easy. It's been fun. So I'd love to see more people on it.
Love, love, love.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right, everybody. Thanks for joining us today. And we will catch you on another episode of the MFR Coaches Podcast next week. Have a great week. Bye for now. Thanks for listening to the MFR Coaches Podcast. If you're ready to grow your myofascial release practice, make sure to sign up for my next free training. These live webinars are designed to help you take real steps towards building a fully booked, profitable business. You can save your seat and find the latest dates at themfrcoach.com/webinar. And if you're looking for more support, the Foundations program is now open year-round. Inside, you'll get coaching, tools, and community to help you get fully booked and stay that way without burning out. One last thing before you go. My brand new book, Your MFR Practice Starts Here, is now available. It's a must-read for any MFR therapist who wants to build a business that actually works. You can grab your copy on Amazon and get your companion guide by going to themfrcoach.com/book. Start implementing right away. I'll see you in the next episode.